Language is really important. I think even if we're talking about victims, then that can give a sense of somebody who feels hopeless and helpless and despairing, and that indeed might and often does summarise people's experiences. But often people move from that place or want to move from that place and want to get to a place where they feel more empowered, more in control of their lives again. And actually then the word or label survivor might feel as though it can fit their experiences more. Even that's quite labelling, and people sometimes feel as though there's something beyond surviving, and actually what that is that they're just Lisa, or who they are, and they're not defined by their experience. It's been a traumatic event in their past, and it still might be impacting on them now, but it doesn't define them as a human being.
When we're working with children, we are very careful about the language we use with the children. When you're working with the professionals, of course, you have to kind of transfer everything into professional speak, as it were.
The way that the medical model can label people and use language is often very disempowering, and can be a parallel process to abuse, where there's lots of control, a lack of control for the victim and survivor, and a control for the perpetrator. And within the medical profession, if we use words that don't empower people and leave them in that vulnerable place, then all those same parallels of control can be there. So a person can feel disordered, labelled, a lack of control within the mental health system, not listened to, not seen as a whole person, just defined by their experience and their mental illness. And I don't think that does survivors any a good service, really, and I don't think it sees them for the holistic person that they are, and that it isn't really a resilience model. It's a model that doesn't look at their strength and determination and their creativity in what they've overcome. It just looks at what's wrong with them, and actually I don't think that's the right approach. And whilst some survivors might need mental health services, then I think a more holistic approach, which looks at some different ways of supporting and different ways of responding to trauma, are often more impactful and effective.